Alright everybody, so in this video, I'm going to be tackling limit breaking and which stat is the best for every path form. I'm only going to be covering path forms because I don't think there'd be any reason to cover previous forms. And I just want to preface this right now. I don't think you have to limit break your forms at all. I think most forms are fine how they are. Now, my idea for limit breaking is it's most necessary to limit break forms that have inherent weaknesses in them. So when I say an inherent weakness, I mean a form that has like less than B tier on like stamina or key control. If your form has less than B tier in a stat like that you need, I think that that's the best stat to at least limit break to B. You don't have to fully get it to S or Z. It's just getting it to B is, I think, pretty important. I'm going to tell you guys the best stats on all these forms, and then you mostly get to decide which ones you'll limit break out of them, but I'll obviously give my recommendation, right, on what I would do. So, let's get into it. Super Saiyan 4, this is going to be for Pure Saiyan. Super Saiyan 4. Now, one more thing I need to get into is the forms have not been rebalanced yet. So, the rebalancing of the forms that's coming, the update, could change this video entirely, could change it almost none. If I think that it changes enough of the paths or something, I will make a second video addressing the changes to the video, like to this video. But I don't know if anything will be changed so drastically that it should be different what you do, right? So anyway, let's get into it. I hope that makes sense. Basically, if the new update makes this list wrong in any way, I'll correct it, right? So, Super Saiyan 4. This is their passive. I'm not going to read every passive to you guys. You guys will be able to see it. Straight up, I think that Super Saiyan 4, it has good stamina. It has great stamina, and it has good key control. I think all you need to do is prioritize your damage. So whatever damage type, basically to explain all of these, melee attack is not your melee damage per se, but it's your M1 damage, and that's very important. I'll get into that later. It's your M1 damage. Your M1 is mouse 1 left click. For like controller, just like this is your punch damage, right? Your normal punches. Rush attack is your melee super attacks. So your like super god fists, meteor crash, meteor combination, stuff like that. Key blast is simply your F key blast on keyboard. On controller, I don't know what button it is, but your basic key blast that you spam. Key attack is key super attacks, so this is like your Kamehamehas and stuff like that. And your key ultimates, right? Same with rush attack is your rush ultimates. Stamina is how fast your stamina comes back. So if it's below B, it actually comes back slower than your base form. And if it's at B, it's your base form. And if it's past B, so A, for example, stamina comes back faster in Super Saiyan 4 than it does in your base form. And then same with key type, but for key control and key. And then defense is the new one. This adds damage reduction. So I will be including defense for this. Now, let's get into it. Super Saiyan 4. Straight up, I think you just need to go damage. Not gonna lie. Just focus on damage. If you like defense, defense is really good. I think it's a great stat to limit break to Z. But I would say just go damage. It doesn't matter what damage you do. It's just based on what damage that you personally are doing. I prefer melee damage for Pure Saiyans, but that's just my preference. I think it just makes more sense with their passive and everything. And so yeah, that's Super Saiyan 4. So just do your damage, right? Limit break whatever damage you want. Super Saiyan God, I think is clear defense because it's a defensive form. You could also go with stamina if you're a melee user, or you could like correct your damages over here because they're a little low. But yeah, I would say number 1 defense, and then focus on like either stamina to increase it, or just straight up damage, right? Simple enough, right? Legendary Super Saiyan. Again, I'm gonna say defense because this is more of a defensive form. Other than that, yeah, just straight up. Oh no, sorry, not damage. I don't recommend you do damage. Defense and then stamina. Stamina, you need to get this to B, because this is nerfed stamina, so it needs to be at least B. So this is what the limit breaking update is perfect for. You don't have to limit break your forms, but if your form has an inherent weakness, working towards fixing that weakness is a great idea. So that's it for Saiyans. I would say you get stamina to at least B, and then limit break defense, for sure. To Z, probably, right? Half Saiyan. So Super Saiyan 4, again, the same thing. Half Saiyan, I actually lean ki damage. I think it fits their passive better. So, I mean, if you want to get your ki type up, I guess you can. But I would say either, like, defense, because you're a Half Saiyan, you know, you need to be in red HP for your passive. Or just, you know, your damage, right? I would probably just stick with damage, because you're trying to... Your goal as a Half Saiyan is to one-shot everything once you go to red. Super Saiyan Burnout is going to be defense, because this is a defensive path, or your damage type. You know, it doesn't really matter which. But yeah, I would say defense for sure. And then Super Saiyan Akari, Super Saiyan Rage. Now this one is where this comes into play. This affects Keyblades. So if you're all ki damage and you're using a ki like a Kai or a Half Saiyan here, you want this stat to be high because you're M1ing. And this affects M1 damage, whether it's going off your ki or melee damage stat. This is your M1 damage. So this being higher is good. So for Akari, I would say stamina, because it is C, so you want to increase that. Or go up to higher damage, right? Whether it's ki or melee, it doesn't really matter which. But I would say, like, this is what you should prioritize, because your passive is giving you damage for ki-imbued weapons, which goes off of your melee attack. Human is next. So for the third eye, I think that you need to go melee attack or rush attack, and that's the same with the fifth gate. And by the way, fifth gate has insanely good stats, bro. What the hell? A, stamina, and then S in both melees? Hello? Who designed this? Dude, I'm telling you, a Naruto fan designed this. They were biased as hell. This is insane. I mean, it makes sense. The fifth gate is kind of like taking you, or the gates are like taking you to your limit, so that should be really good. But I mean, there's no passive that says you start dying. So, I don't know. This is insane. This is really good. So yeah, I would go melee attack or rush attack here for sure. Namekian. So Dragon Essence, I would say ki damage or defense. Because this is like a ki race basically. And they have S ki type as well. So I would say ki damage or defense. Because obviously Namekians are also kind of a defensive race with the regen ability they have. And then Namek Legend, I would go again defense or damage, because again this is a defensive. This is also a defensive passive, and they have regen. Oh, why is it TBA here? That's weird. On the other listing, it actually had it. Let me pull that up real quick, just real quick. Yeah, right here on the actual page of the game of the forum, it has it. So yeah, I would say it doesn't have a weakness, so I would say defense. Or your key damages, right? Frost Demon is next. So Golden Form, this is actually the most, I would say, like, open form to Limit Break. Because you can go Ki Blast to maximize this part of your passive. You could go Ki Attack because of your normal race passive being 2 times Ki charging. You could go stamina to cover your weakness here, and you would be like, oh, why would I need stamina on a ki race? It's like for Sling mostly. Like Sling does take some stamina, counters take stamina, vanishing takes stamina, right? So I would say having C stamina is actually just bad even for a ki race, right? And then you can just straight up also make the argument for ki type to increase it even more, and defense because of this 40% health. So if you want to be a tanky Golden Form, you actually can now, and that's really cool. So you could go defense if you want to be a tank. If you want to rely on your Ki Blasts, you can go Ki Blast. If you want to rely on your supers, you can go Ki Attack and Ki Type. And if you're PvPing specifically, I would say take stamina to at least B. That's golden. King Cold, slightly similar. I would say Ki Attack or Ki Blast, though, is probably the best. So either of these, just to maximize the passive. Android. So Blazing Core, the Iron Man path, better than Iron Heart. I would say you want to get your stamina to B for the same reasons. Ki type you can take to S or even Z if you want to, just because it's so strong on androids. And then from here, you can go key attack, I would say, probably, is what I would recommend. But you could also make the case for melee attack as well, because of your M1 damage being better with the damage over time. But I think it's better to mix this with key attacks. Personally, that's what I think, so. Homogenization, I would say you want to get key type at least to B. But if you want to limit break it, I wouldn't blame you. Although, if you're a PvE player and you're absorbing people often, you don't need to limit break key type at all. Because your absorbing is overpowered with the Majin ability. It's straight up, it's broken. You just have infinite key regeneration. And then, other than that, I would say key attack. Absolutely key attack. You could also make the case for defense. Because, defense on a Majin is good because of, regen, right? So regen could be very good for you. Bio Android. This one is just cut and dry. Just go defense. You're a defensive race, go defense. Your entire point is to stall out the timer, go defense. Majin. I would say, again, defense is a decent idea. But then I would go key attack for sure. Because you have A in both of these, so you're fine. I would just go key attack right there. Get that C up for sure to do more damage. Demon. I would say, I don't know why these are all 73%. They should be 80. For this, the Demon God Dragon, I would say defense and melee attack. Because you're an M1 demon on these, on demons. You're literally M1 demon. Like, you're a punch demon, right? Because your race ability is more weapon damage. So yeah, you want to be M1ing people more than anything else. So I would say just go melee attack, and then defense as well is good. And then same with this form, I would say straight up just like melee attack for the most part. Where did I write this down? Did I not write this one down? Oh no, I did. Yeah, just melee attack again. Maybe defense too, because they have A stamina, which is pretty cool. Yeah, melee attack, maybe rush attack, but I would say melee attack more important, and then maybe defense. Kai. So this is gonna be again. Oh, they don't have it here. Hold on, let me pull it up. So again, Kais are using their sword for M1 damage, and they have insane M1 damage. So I would say melee attack absolutely on a Kai, and then you can even say key attack as well for your key supers, because you're doing key damage on the Kai. So key supers and then melee attack, right? See right here it says M1. It doesn't specifically say like melee damage M1. It just says M1 period. So it's insane. And then Divine Kai. Divine Kai, Light of Justice, I would say melee attack, same reason. You're using a Keyblade. And then key attack as well. I don't think defense is good on here because you're going to be invincible when you get to 5% anyway. Maybe you can go defense to help you not get right to 5% and waste it. But, I mean, yeah, I would just say attack for sure. Let's see, what is next here? Tuffle. So Tuffle, strongest form 3, is tricky. Because Tuffles, when they get fixed, they're going to have, like, basically every race's race ability, like a mixed version of it, on top of your Tuffle race ability, which is draining stamina on critical hit. So I would say, for Tuffle, you can go melee attack to be safe, because you're always doing that anyway as a Tuffle, because you're draining stamina. But other than that, the strongest form 3 is a good form. I mean, look at these stats. These are all good stats. So it just depends what race you want to take over. Now, I did make a video just now. I think this video specifically is going up on the 29th. So I would say watch that video and maybe see which one you like the most and then decide there. That or just like whatever you're taking over, whatever you find that you're taking over the most and you're enjoying the most to take over, I would say build around that, right? And then just hunt those guys. But yeah, the Tuffle strongest form 3, pretty simple, but also it gets complex when you factor in Tuffleization. And now it is the general forms. So the Kaishin energy, I would say straight up just key attack. This is probably the only stat that's good for this, because this is a key. I mean, here's the thing. With limit breaking, you can take this melee form and make it a key form. You can. So kind of is your choice. But to save the most mastery points, I would say just go key attack because it's already a key lean with the A key type. So I would say just lean into that. But if you're gonna, like let's say you have a gimmick Hakaishin, like you have a Saiyan Hakaishin, and it's melee damage, then yeah, you can throw your points in there to overcome that weakness, for sure. In a villainous mode, this leans towards melee. So right here specifically with the bad key type and good stamina, I would say absolutely go melee, and then just do your damage. Melee attack or rush attack, either or. Especially if you're doing a Kanas and villainous mode, bro, going rush attack on a Kanas and villainous mode is insane. Because you have the A stamina, you have your passive, it's crazy. Kanas and villainous mode is actually like really, really, really powerful. It's probably really fun too, because you just get the spam. That'll about do it. Again, that's just my opinion. The new update could change things, and you have to factor in that I'm assuming like the saving the most mastery points, right? And I'm assuming that you shouldn't really be just dumping everything to make the entire form S and then limit break to Z, like your favorite stat. Like, I'm assuming that you want to save mastery points and be the most efficient as possible, and you're deciding, okay, what should I do first? Even if you are gonna limit break fully, what do I do first, right? That's kind of what the assumption of this video is. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a happy holidays, and peace.